Hello, everyone. It's nice to be with you. I welcome you to the very first episode of Etiquette Conversations with EFI and My name is Ibini Fobara Idere, also known as, and I'm thrilled to journey with you all. I and Shirley try to bring this, and we will into the fascinating world of etiquette, civility, and personal. Together, I and Shirley will reach often misunderstood etiquette. Remember our tagline in the redefine modern etiquette, one conversation at a time. All very rich. This world of so broad for everything. And look at civility, we'll look at etiquette, we'll look at manners. And Shirley, why don't you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone, one more time. And hi, Effie. And I am Shirley Shalaby. And I'm very happy to co host Effie in our favorite subject, the subject of modern etiquette. We've we've worked hard on that because throughout our life, this has always been our favorite subject. We've empowered a lot of people through our theory, and it's given us a lot of happiness. So, yes, indeed, I would like to talk with Effie on a very relaxed conversation and present like a roadmap to my viewers, to our viewers, and our listeners about this subject that we both love, which is etiquette. What is etiquette? Etiquette is a set of unwritten rules that it influences our behavior towards thoughtfulness, towards unselfishness, towards thinking of others in a way that is graceful. So it's with sophistication, grace, and it's the culture of politeness. This is our idea of etiquette. And modern etiquette, we will specify about it throughout our dialogue. And you're always welcome to ask questions because that gives us a lot of happiness. Before I move to you, Effie, I just would like to stress the point that etiquette is like the oil that greases the wheel of advancement in any given situation. When there is etiquette, the communication is smooth and lovely and unselfish because our world is getting smaller and has got a lot of challenges. But definitely, this is not our subject today. We will take you by hand throughout a world of beauty with sophistication towards a civilized world, and which we both love to call a world of beauty and timeless beauty. Back to you, Effie.
That's so beautiful. Now, before we jump to today's topic, which is setting the standard, a new era in civility, moment to share what in series. We felt a need to bring this platform, really reveal what etiquette is, bringing this old concept a new way that connects with you all, not as that outdated concept, but as a timeless for empowering success, civility, for connection. Shirley, let's hear.
Absolutely. Here you are describing the authenticity of etiquette. That is the core or the foundation of etiquette. And this is exactly what we will talk about, and we've been talking about throughout our lectures and throughout our life. What do we mean? Can I give a definition of authentic etiquette, which is our baby? Authentic etiquette is true to oneself. It's the unselfishness of behavior while thinking of the
Mm,
feelings of others. Authentic
wow.
etiquette makes a person very attractive and makes everybody want.
Mm,
If a person follows authentic etiquette, this person becomes very attractive and people like her or like him.
mm,
And she or he encourages inclusiveness. And in a professional way, an authentic person participates in the success of his or her company because his or her behavior
mm.
is convincing. And this is usually reflected in a lot of body language cues, which we will elaborate about later on. What do you think of that, Iffy?
Absolutely, Shirley. You know, civility as unity and etiquette, they are universal languages that transcend,
Yeah,
they transcend and they transcend us. It's about embracing who you are, just like you said, while also the people around you. We have made it our mission to have these conversations in a way that's approachable, in a way that it's in a way that it's insightful and unadulterated.
non-adulterated. You always use this lovely word beside, together with all your lovely sophisticated sentences. But maybe you could explain to us or elaborate on that expression, non-adulterated etiquette or non-adulterated behavior,
Great
please.
question, Shirley. Unadulterated etiquette means presenting the principles of etiquette in their purest form,
Uh-huh.
complicating it, organizing it to the point, substance, stripping them of their core
I see.
value. It's about teaching and practicing as a tool for better relationships, deeper self awareness, greater societal harmony. If we try to avoid and focus on the practicality of etiquette, authenticity, and its relevance to everyday life and everyday work life and connection and harmony in the community.
Let me elaborate on that, please. Um, y- not avoid pretension. That's what you said. Absolutely. So we need to differentiate between the official or the traditional etiquette, which is needed at some point, but usually people follow it without knowing the meaning or knowing the reason, and they might look very pretentious, and this is what turns people off. What we're going to talk about is not the traditional etiquette. I have nothing against it, but we will talk about the authentic, the true one that, as we said, transcends culture, all cultures, transcends languages, transcends generations. It's the foundation of etiquette. Of course, we cannot speak every language, but indeed we can speak the universal language of respect. So,
Mhm,
authentic etiquette is based on respect to us and to others. And as I
mhm,
said, it is represented in our behavior, and that will be and our movements, our non-verbal movements, and our verbal assertiveness. All this will be elaborated throughout our dialogues.
mhm. Now let's give our
Mhm.
a glimpse of what they can expect from this series. Each episode, it's every Friday. We come every Friday, 9 a.m., 10 p.m. GMT plus 1, and 4 p.m. GMT. Now, each episode will focus on a specific topic and would also like to hear what you'd want us to talk about etiquette, such as navigating social skills, business situation, mastering dynamics, or even tackling subjects like moral etiquette and civil leadership, workplace is etiquette. We're expert in we're going to bring in
Absolutely.
experts to talk about this and personal anecdotes, tips that everyone to their every life, to their daily interactions. We promise that this will be insightful for all those who join our conversations. Remember, we are redefining etiquette conversations, one conversation at a time. We are redefining the way people see etiquette, not as the old, as a tool for. Let me
Absolutely.
hear.
Um, we will start like right now with a few symptoms of a person having etiquette, an application to what we said. That's our first episode. I'd like to talk about the smile and the power of your smile. I mean, we don't smile just when we hear something funny. I'm sorry. Smiling is a language, a non-verbal language. And here I read a poetry. I used to follow a lot Dale Carnegie, and I'm sure a lot of people do follow him. He's like he introduced the idea of communication, successful communication and empathy between people in the series of his books at the beginning of the last century. So I selected just one of his lines. He said, "A smile is a daylight to the discouraged and a sunshine to the sad." I'm not going to say more. Maybe every episode I say one of his, uh, of a part of his poetry. But to paraphrase Dale, I think the smile is the king of body language, of the king of facial body language. First of all, when we smile, I think we look nicer. And when we smile and talk, our voice is more attractive. And as you know, we are very in tune with beauty. And when we smile, people smile back to us. So the ambiance is becoming suddenly positive. And this is part of the professional corporate training that we give to employees around us. And we could do this out here. So that's if you have something else, Effie, about
I didn't.
application. Or I could continue.
Well, as you know, certainly, this etiquette class will not be the traditional etiquette that we're not here for perfection. We're not here for outdated rules. Instead, we'll be diving into the essence of etiquette, like we said, as a tool. So, we defining etiquette in a moment, and we'll start. Shirley, what does etiquette mean to this world in minutes? I'd love to.
Well, etiquette and communication are going hand in hand. It facilitates communication. Our world is suffering, it's becoming very small. And of course, we are all um, controlled by screens and by technology and by a lot of things that affect our language. We talk less. Remember, we write WhatsApps more. So this is affecting our words and our children's word. So modern etiquette is adapting to all that, and modern etiquette is bringing us back to the beauty of connection, yet while adapting to the modern world. So there are techniques, there are steps to follow. This is my idea of modern etiquette. It's indispensable.
So, for me, it's about creating yourself and others.
Yes.
It's not about being formal or rigid.
Mm-mm.
It's about being thoughtful to others, whether it's how you communicate, like your host, or even to a difficult situation. Etiquette is like I that keeps interaction respectful. Hear your thoughts,
It is
Shirley.
indeed sincerity in behavior and unselfishness. And etiquette is at home between the parents and the children. and they can give the good example indirectly through their behavior. And all this is a road to civility. Civility, I know, is your baby, Effie, but civility is when you allow someone to merge into your line with the car. Civility is when you say thank you. There's nothing wrong with saying thank you to a waiter or to a bus driver when we get off the bus. Civility is when I have a temper and I need to scream to someone in the family and I control myself. That is civility. Thinking of others, not changing the mood of a situation. So that is modern etiquette because life is becoming so complicated. So, indeed.
I agree with you. It's heart, etiquette, respect for yourself,
Mhm. And
for
others.
others, and for the environment around you. And more accepting responsibility.
Ah,
I would call that powers of etiquette. And cultural expressions of etiquette may differ. The principles, which are kindness, consideration, respect, honesty, and intentionality, these are universal values. Shirley, what myth that you want to debunk today?
oh, yeah. There are
One
so
myth.
many things, absolutely, my dear Effie. So many things that is repeated to me. Like the thing is, but etiquette is for high society, surely. And etiquette is like, where is the fork and where is the knife? Where would I have the rice versus the vegetables versus the meat on my plate? No, no. Etiquette is beyond
Mhm.
all that. Etiquette is a way of life, as we said, and etiquette is for everybody and it grows with us. It is not simply for official um, situations or for high society. It's for everyone. Because people
Wow.
confuse between etiquette and protocol. Protocol is a norm of behavior and it's a written um, norm of behavior, and this is followed in every profession, from medical to political to everything. Diplomacy, but etiquette is a way of life in a simple
Wow.
manner.
I really like the way you tackled me, saying that etiquette is the rich as a lot of,
Mhm.
and one can learn, because for me, etiquette to everything is a manner, the etiquette, and there is the protocol. Everything.
Mhm.
And if you tie these threads together, etiquette, protocol, the broken, the cool interaction, positive interactions. We're
Absolutely.
going to our next segment, and we're going to talk about why civility matters today. That's a topic, Shirley, and I think it ties into a larger we'll explore in this series. Civility is actually disappearing in society, yet it's essential. What does civility mean to you, and why do you think it's important now more than ever? There's something Mary Worsley said. She said, civility costs you, buys you everything, nothing. That's what Mary. Let me hear you, Shirley.
Absolutely. Listen, nowadays people use uh, the expression of emotional intelligence, EI. In my language, this is civility and this is authentic etiquette. Emotional intelligence is the fashion of now and it's extremely convincing and we all believe in it. And this is civility. Let me give you another example. I like
Mm,
to usually discuss through examples so it's hands on and it's easy for people. For instance, the art of
mm,
listening. This also has a power. It's the king of communication, being able to listen and being able to not interrupt the others in order to, without feeling like this, to divert the conversation towards us and make it become a narcissist conversation or a self-emote conversation. We listen to acknowledge, we listen to understand, and we listen to say, I hear you, I understand you, I fully appreciate what you say, and then to utter questions on that very same subject. This is civility in behavior. I'm dying to say something, but I would wait to the right time without interrupting. So that's an example of
Mm.
civility and authentic civility in behavior and manners.
Wow. Thank you very much. For me, civility is the fountain of community. It's the thread of community. It's not just about being polite. It's about being present. It's about being intentional. Using the example, when you listen attentively, when you engage with the person that is, what it means that you're intentional, what it means present, what it means respectful of
Mhm.
the time the person is using to speak to you. When we are with civility, we create a ripple effect. Think about a time someone held a door for you and gave you a when you had a tough day.
Mhm.
Those small acts remind us of our shared humanity. Shirley, like gave us a very good example of listening, and that's so good. Do you want to tell us a time, a moment when civility changed your day?
Changed my day, changed my
Mhm.
life or my day. Um, Um,
Your day.
I'll tell you what. I am now, I don't want to divert the conversation to very personal, but however, this is one thing I notice. I'm in North America, and people are used to smiling to each other. This is something I love, which I do not find in other countries. So that changes my day. It's lovely. I mean, I walk in the street and then I exchange eye contact with a lady who is walking her dog, maybe, and then we smile, and I find this just beautiful. And this is civility in behavior and in manners. I mean, speechless, non-verbal civility, and it affects my day. It changes my mood. And again, I'm bringing the smile. Oh my God, I love the smile.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you for that. Powerful. We're going to go in third segment, practical civility
Uh-huh.
every day.
Let's go.
It brings us something practical for our listeners, real actionable, bringing etiquette into your daily life. Shirley, tell me one habit you think everyone could adopt to make interactions more thoughtful.
Could adopt.
Mm.
First of all, as I said, if we recap what we said, um, controlling moods, being gracious with behavior, with dialogues, and listening, and also, I mean, giving a compliment. This is something beautiful. Oh, and you know
Mm.
what? Accepting compliments. Many people don't know how to accept
Mm.
compliments. I mean, thank you
Right.
is enough rather than say, oh, that's an old dress. It's okay. That's right. No, do not spoil the compliment. So, this is part of
Mhm.
civility. Let me ask you a question, another.
Wow.
What if you are in a situation where your girlfriend is sitting next to you? It's a big venue and a lovely table, and somehow you do not like her table manners, habits on the table. Would you correct her while being surrounded by people, or what would you do? This is a very human and touchy situation.
No, correcting her in public would be embarrassing, isn't it, Shirley? I think that I see my girlfriend doing that. I will completely ignore openly. I will completely ignore and just smile. And maybe when we're I might correct, but even
Yeah, you're right.
forget that
Maybe yes or
if
no.
you correct, this is where intelligence comes in. If
Mm,
you correct, never correct in public. If you want to correct privately, what you should do is appreciate the way she does it. As if you must do it. It's something about the way she eats.
mhm.
I could say, I like the time to eat your meat. You really rely better than I do. You eat one step at a time. I love that. But when you eat, you could speak.
Lovely. So you've used a positive word beside giving the message.
Right.
Positive, starting with positive is indeed
That is
paramount. Yeah.
if you must. If you
Mhm,
must. If you feel compelled to. But don't forget,
mhm.
remember
Otherwise,
we said etiquette is about creating ease, not making people uncomfortable. So emotional
mhm,
intelligence, if you think that she's going to feel uncomfortable, then let it slide and do not correct.
absolutely.
Mhm. Yes.
Absolutely. Can I ask you another question? Do we still have time for another question? Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what if you've been saying a story, a very interesting story among your friends, and this particular person always interrupting you and showing
Mhm.
from her body language that she wants to interrupt you? What would you do? Because that's quite upsetting, really. So,
It's
what would you
upsetting.
do in a case
I'll tell you what I
being
would do.
still?
I I will appreciate her enthusiasm, but I'll firmly reclaim the floor. I'll first. You remember we said to make her feel at ease, you're going to meet her. Oh, I really appreciate enthusiasm about this topic. However, I'll find around and
Right.
reclaim the like. Or say, I really appreciate interesting, but let me just finish this point
Mhm.
to hear your views. As that's the way. But I
Absolutely.
was assertive, politely assertive.
Or also, you can say, I love your enthusiasm. It's fantastic. It shows you, yes,
Mhm.
indeed, it
That's what I
shows that
said.
you love the subject. Mm.
Mhm.
So, but be careful and wait.
Mhm. Remember, actually, etiquette shouldn't be used to belittle anyone or to shame anyone. About creating ease, comfort. So we would want this to be active and engaged. And for those who might think about perfection, let's assure you, not perfection. We're here to help you. We're really here to help you set a standard of self and not perfection. A standard that doesn't judge others and doesn't impossible deals for people.
Yes, indeed. Etiquette is human. So, this is what makes it charming and convincing.
Do we have questions popping up at this?
I wonder. I think we're fine for today. Um,
Yeah.
we've covered quite a few on the first episode, and I'm quite satisfied with it. And thank you, Effie. That was really lovely. Let's hope next time we have everybody's free to ask us questions. Please, you can have a burning question, and we will make sure to have the answer.
Yes. What do you be maybe from viewers with you very insightful etiquette text week? Remember, we said etiquette conversation. The conversations are happening at a time. We will take etiquette. It could be what, and especially Shirley. What do you think? Um, since the beginning of the movie, parties for companies, thinking that you talk about office parties next week, so that people know
Absolutely.
what to expect and the behavior that they show for office parties.
Yeah, that's a very happy topic. And then you're all welcome to write to us your questions first. That's also nice because sometimes you cannot be present, but you will watch the recording. But you can prepare your questions and send it to us. But as if he said, we will be around the positive and partying because of the season. So we can have answers like this in your image, with your behavior, with everything verbal and non-verbal, static and movable etiquette.
So we can't wait to hear your thoughts, stories, and questions as we continue in this series. Time,
Okay.
stay thoughtful,
See you.
and as always, praise and not perfection. Thank us on this inaugural level of etiquette conversations with EFI. Thank you.
Thank you. Looking forward to next time.